The show of hands was wonderful, and now we are set for our other main event of the evening. Michael Dutchover, Antonio Moran, scheduled once again for 10. The winner to fight for 50 grand against Kendo Castaneda.
I'm Michael Dutchover, the West Texas Warrior from Midland, Texas, training out of Santa Fe Springs, California. The name Dutchover comes from Belgian roots from my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, you know, and so I'm very happy to carry this last name from my father's side of the family, and, you know, Dutchover is going to be a name to be heard of in the future now.
Please welcome Michael, the West Texas Warrior Dutchover.
Feels good to be in the semifinals of this tournament, you know, having my victory over Clarence Booth a couple months back, and, you know, this is the semifinals, so I'm just ready to perform. When performance meets preparation, you know, that creates greatness, so, you know, that's what I'm doing right here. Long story short, how I see this fight is, you know, me coming out with the victory. Moran is a great opponent for me. He has great experience, but to me, that just ups my game. This is a stepping stone for me in my career. You know, I've had my ups and downs, and, you know, that's what makes a great fighter. And, you know, I believe, you know, it's not whenever you get knocked down, it's how you get back up and how you continue going forward. That's exactly what I did after my loss. I came back and got a dub, and so now I'm just ready to come back and get some more and continue to keep getting these victories and up my level. Antonio Moran, I hope you're ready for this Friday. I'm definitely prepared. May the best man win. I'm coming to take this victory and this whole tournament.
Keys to victory for Antonio Moran. I believe he has to beat a ball, stay in the Eiffel Tower. Don't fight down to the competition. Control the distance. He has a height and reach advantage, and he's going to have some success inside, because I don't believe he's going to be able to keep him at bay all night long. Michael Dutchover, keys to victory. I think for a stylistic matchup, I think we're going to have two perfect styles here. Michael Dutchover going to have to apply that pressure, of course, but it has to be effective aggressiveness. He ain't going to be able to just sit there straight on line. He got to move that head and jab with the jabber. Just because you're short, you can jab low when he jabs high.
Our tale of the tape for our second semi-final. The West Texas Warrior, 5 years younger than Mexico City's Antonio Moran, who is 2 inches taller and has a 6-inch reach advantage. Our rules for this semi-final to see who will face Kendo Tremendo. 10-point must-scoring system is in effect. 3 judges score the fight. No standing 8 count. No 3 knockdown rule. Only the ref can stop the fight, which will become official after 4 rounds. With the introductions, once again, here is Mark Lichtenfeld.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your ProBoxTV main event of the evening. We're scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing in the ProBoxTV Last Chance Super Lightweight Semifinal. This bout is brought to you by ProBox Promotions in association with Thompson Boxing and Banner Promotions. Your judges for this semifinal bout, Brian Gary, Joanne Richard, and Thomas Nardoni. And your referee in charge is Christopher Young. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white with black. He weighed in at 139.8 pounds with a record of 27 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins by knockout. From Mexico City, Mexico, please welcome Antonio and his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red with white. He weighed in at 139.6 pounds His record, 16 wins, 2 losses, 10 wins by knockout. From Midland, Texas, now fighting out of Santa Fe Springs, California, he is Michael, the West Texas Warrior, Dutchover.
Jimmy, you're receiving instruction just from me. Very tough, clean fight. Get my commands all the time. Take it all the time. Jimmy, you know what this is. And Mike Goldberg says, it's time to fight. Let's touch him up.
The referee giving me some love, Superman. Thank you. It is time to fight.
These guys have a hell of an act to follow.
Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that. That came from a Hall of Famer, by the way, Paulie. Moran, Dutchover. Here we go. It's time to fight. Antonio Moran. In the white trunks with the black stripes, red with the silver accent for Michael Dutchover. Dutchover with an aggressive style, good basics, keeps his hands up, keeps balanced, mixes things up well. Best resume coming in belongs to Antonio Moran.
Oh, you heard him. You heard Dutchover with that right hand already.
Big shot.
Yeah, Moran hurt him with that right hand.
Yeah, he didn't see that.
Dutchover still hurt you.
He didn't see
Oh,
that.
good body shot by Moran, too.
Moran not smothering himself. Impressive. Is he going for the finish?
Now Dutchover's back. Oh, good hook by
Another
Dutchover.
one.
And that got him some breaks there. That got to create the space he needed.
So in the quarterfinals, we saw Castaneda make quick work of Sonny Fredrickson. Now he had the toughest boxing work night of his career. Antonio Moran trying to get in and out here tonight. Moran still lives in Mexico City, born and raised, lives with his wife and his 9-month-old son.
And Dutchover is fighting at a bad distance right now. You can't fight a long-armed fighter on the outside like that where you're in his punching range, but outside of your punching range.
Yeah, and especially a long-arm fighter that is very cognizant of his proper distance. Moran very disciplined with his distance. Even when he hurt Dutchover, he was keeping that middle range, and so he can maximize the leverage on his shots.
Good counter by
Dutchover, yep. He's going to have to do some of that. He's going to have to take some of the confidence that Moran has developed here in this first round.
Yep.
During the weigh-in, Dutchover basically was, I felt he was a little sick, man. He had cold in him. And even at the fighters meeting, I requested he put on a mask. But it looks like he probably struggled with weight because you see, he made weight, but it looks a little flabby around the midsection. So that leads me to believe he kind of put on a lot of weight for this fight.
Good shot by both fighters. Good body shot and good head shot.
Good start for Antonio Moran, 19 knockouts for the 29-year-old.
Action starting to get heat hotter and hotter as the round progresses. Last chance tournament, baby.
Yeah.
Thomas Matisse and Nahir Albright stopped Michael Dutchover in 2021 and 2019. Moran looking for more of the same to put that on his ledger. Antonio Moran, second fight under his coach, Guillermo Enriquez. He said the last coach, things just became stagnant. The corner of Dutchover and Danny Zamora.
Stay 60%. Stay hands nice and high, champ. Keep pressing.
Once you throw your punches, come in and look for angles in there. You're pulling out, that's his long distance. You're going to
hands nice and high, Mike.
In fact, those two times in which Dutchover was finished are the only losses of his professional career, 16-2, 10 knockouts, round 2.
So if he goes the distance, he doesn't lose. If he does lose, he goes out.
You got that right. And he was knocked down 4 times in the fight against Albright, Roy, and it was finally stopped in the 6th, but he kept getting up like the Terminator.
Means he's game, he has a heart, and he wants to win.
Antonio, game plan for Moran, use the height and reach, lateral movement, distance movement. You see that so far?
Oh yeah, master boxing right now. He's in total control, and he can fight like this all night. So it's going to be important that Dutchover kind of get him out of his comfort zone. We got to back him up.
Yeah, you can see the body language of Dutchover. He wants to engage, but he's just not able to find his proper distance. Moran, very disciplined.
And this is the fighter that has experience, so he's not going to make the mistakes. Dutchover's going to have to set it up or put some type of pressure on him to make him break.
Pre-last chance tournament back in August of last year. Antonio Moran lost to Arnold Barboza Jr., the WBO super lightweight champion. Going the distance, the 10 rounds, he lost by unanimous decision.
He had the best resume, I think, coming into the tournament as far as experience was concerned. Moran, that is.
And that must have been a WBO interim title because Josh Taylor had all the belts.
Yep, and it was 10 rounds, so you know it had to be something different. It wasn't an interim title, it had to be intercontinental.
Regional title.
Right.
2019, he fought Devin Haney. Tonight, he's only thinking about one thing, winning this fight against Michael Dutchover and advancing to the finals, which will be on November 4th, right here from our ProBoxTV headquarters. One competitor will be Kendo Castaneda. One of these two men will be the other. Oh, nice job doubling up on the jab by Dutchover.
And needs to use more of that.
The other thing you can't do is allow the tall man to chase you around. He's keeping you at his distance. He has the more experience. He feels like he's in charge. Everything looks like it's him right now. You got to change that. Dutchover has to do something to change that. Either land a big shot and hurt him or something.
You've been in the ring with the likes of guys like Devin Haney. Those type of fighters. 10 seconds, Jimmy, listen for the bell. You know, those are A fighters. So he's going to have more confidence, and it's going to be like his mindset is going to be much better when he's facing what you would think of a B or C type of class of boxer.
He feels like he's the A side right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's fighting with that confidence.
What's it?
Fought Jose Pedraza.
Ok. Trabaja un poquito más la distancia. Trabaja más las fintas. Trata de igual cuando vas a meter el de arriba. Finta y mételo por arriba. ¿Te acuerdas? La ve hacia abajo, igual hacia la borda y remata por dentro. ¿Va? Y cuando se te agacha, por dentro. No lo cargues, usa los laterales nada más. No te canses. ¿Va? Respira. Vas bien. Nomás ponte a gusto con los volados, acuérdate. No suba las barbas, ¿va? Apriétalo.
Dutchover ain't been getting much, but right here you see him. After that hook he slipped, come in and land a good double jab right there. 2 of the better punches for him, but he got to land something other than that jab because Moran is definitely out jabbing him and hitting with the better power shots so far.
Yeah, the shot selection, the range control has been all Moran so far. Dutchover's trying, but he's got to fight smarter, not just harder.
Moran snapping at the end of those punches nicely.
Dutchover seems to have a little mouse under that right eye already.
The way Dutchover has to fight smarter is being a little more deceptive on his entrance. He's trying to force his way on the inside, right through the front door, and a lot of times Moran is able to either meet him with punches or Moran takes those half steps back and continues to keep that distance behind the jab. So a little bit of deception on the closing of the distance by Dutchover. The double jab we saw in the replay is good, but he's got to be a little bit more strategic than just that.
Antonio is the oldest. He's got a brother and sister younger than him. Mom was at home. Dad works in immigration. Antonio Moran started boxing when he was 12 years old. Fell in love with it from the first day, and he continues to go here at age 29.
And definitely has no problem getting back and forth in the country because his dad works at the immigration. He's good to go.
He got connections, huh? He got
major connections.
He knows a guy.
That's it. And Magic Man, you had a great one early, but Superman is on the board.
Definitely.
Good jab by Moran. Keeping that distance after that jab is a beautiful sight to see.
Paulie, you said at the top of the show that this fight, on paper, was going to be the more enjoyable, the funner fight, and
I lied.
Yeah.
You know, I was just gonna say though, it's not a bad fight.
No,
There's
that's
good
my
fights.
point.
It's just that you know, that fight we just watched might be the fight of the year so far.
You got that right.
And the problem with that fight was the first time we saw Fernandez, he didn't get the proper time to prepare.
Yeah.
The first time we saw Castaneda, it was just a one-round knockout.
Yeah.
So we had no way of knowing what to expect in that semifinal fight. And my goodness, did we get a show?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Otherwise, this fight is, you know, good action. It's just a hard act to follow. Was that fight we just called?
You got a guy in here that has really a lot of experience, and he's just in control of the boxing match right now. This is what I meant by fighting from the Eiffel Tower and not fighting down. He's in complete control of this fight.
It's not for lack of trying on the part of Dutchover. Dutchover is trying. He's not resigning himself to just, you know, take the L and just go the distance without trying. He's still trying to force his way in. He's just, again, like I said before, he's just not deceptive enough to give Moran something to worry about on his entrance.
Let's go, Mike. The fight is here for you. Expose his chin. If his chin is up, man, you gotta expose it. You gotta jab low, you gotta stay low, and then come up. Speed.
Dutchover said, this is not the last chance. He said, I'm still here. I'm not done yet. I'm getting to my peak. I don't think anyone has seen me at my best. So far, the better fighter has been Antonio Moran. He definitely carries himself as an uncomplicated, straightforward type professional. No bluster, all business, fighting for his family, plain and simple, no drama.
More aggression from Moran this round. He's putting more shots together. Forces Dutchover to hold there.
There you go.
And Dutchover came out and hurt Moran early and set the stage with that big shot. That big right hand gave him the momentum off top.
Let go, Blue. Moran looked like he's sitting down on these shots right now, really trying to show Dutchover that he's another class of fighter right now.
Mike Goldberg sitting next to 16 world championships, 9 for the Superman Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr., 5 for Magic Man. I got where do I go when you go light? I got to go heavy, Paulie. Antonio, I'm sorry, Paulie did it to us.
I'm the light brew.
Round 4, scheduled again for 10.
A good uppercut on the inside there by Moran. Just sharp shot selection there. He stepped on his foot. He didn't get hurt there. Some good shot selection.
Right hand caught him there.
What Moran is remembering to do, though, is to go with that left hand to the body. And that's going to be very devastating down the line. That's good body shot by Dutchover, too, though.
Back to where the court.
When you learn to box in Mexico, they teach you that. One of the first things they probably teach is those hooks to the body.
Those hooks to the bodies, and they genetically try to take a punch. Oh, he hurt again. Yep, he hurt again on low blow. Oh, he's hurt again.
Dutchover trying to get in and smother.
Yeah, he's hurt bad again.
Yeah.
Break clean. Box. Oh.
Oh, and Moran staying right in the pocket. He senses it.
You see Dutchover, though, the toughness, man, the grit. He tries to fight his way out of trouble. He doesn't just look to, you know, be in that way. He's not deceptive. He just looks to straight up fight his way out of trouble.
And so far, it's worked 2 times.
You got that right. Very crucial part of his career, he told us. Feels like this opportunity is a blessing. He wants to re-energize his career. Just 24 years old with a record of 16-2.
Dutchover just pitching camp too far out. He got to get inside. And like I said, effective aggressiveness. He got to start making Moran miss with that front hand.
Watch you by the clinch. Let go, Blue.
Dutchover on the break.
For the bell.
They are putting on a show for us tonight.
Breathe and relax.
Easy Moran landed left uppercut, left hook to the head, and I think both of those shots kind of hurt Dutchover a little bit. That was a low blow I told you about that the referee did not see. But
that was on the leg. That was like a Charlie horse, right?
Yeah, it was. But that hook uppercut really hurt Dutchover at the beginning of that round. Uppercut hook, rather.
In the quarterfinals against Clarence Booth, Dutchover won by 8-round split decision. He had the better gas tank in the second half of the fight. Antonio Moran's just going to stay at this pace. He is showing us here tonight again his excellent skills, his fundamentals, his drive, and his desire to take home a check for $50,000. He's got to get past the West Texas Warrior first.
And because Booth lost by split decision, I kind of want to see Booth in against Hernandez now. I mean, that's not a bad fight either.
And they both from St. Pete.
You
that
feel
could
me?
be made.
That's not a bad fight at all. Good body shot by Dutchover.
Consolation bracket, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I'll tell you what, those guys showed a lot of heart, and Fernandez, wow, what a show.
And two very close outings.
Yes.
So why not put them back together?
I'd say absolutely.
They deserve it.
50-50 fight, lots of action. Moran leading with that jab again, now with the right hand.
Yeah, Dutchover was moving towards that right hand. Moran smartly threw it.
And Dutchover, every time Moran throws punches, he covers up, and he waits till Moran stops. Then he tries to initiate his offense. He's going to probably have to take a little risk and throw with Moran if he wants to change this fight around.
I call guys like that your turn, my turn, where they don't punch in between you. They just take turns, looking to wait for their turn to punch. And you can't do that. You've got to know how to initiate and create in between shots at times. Counterpunching is very important.
Or you call it that he's feeling the pressure of those Moran punches and don't want to get caught by him clean, so he ain't doing nothing until they finish. The raindrops hurt a little more than we think they do. The raindrops make me hell.
He's probably saying, let me stay defensive.
Exactly.
And Roy, you might be right, because I can remember earlier in the fight, Dutchover landed a nice counter right hand on top of Moran that we mentioned, and now, you know, he's gone away from some of that.
You ain't gambling nearly as much.
He'd probably like to burrow his way in and take away this height and reach advantage of Moran, but Moran isn't giving him an opportunity.
And what Moran does is Moran punches him as he's coming in like that. So he makes it hard. He makes you pay to get in there, then he moves out like that. So with a body shot, then you get out now, see? So he makes you pay when you're coming in, then he gets back out on the outside, use that jab again.
Yeah, just a disciplined style by Moran.
Yes.
He don't make any mistakes, you know. Keeping that jab in your face. I mean, he's a nightmare to fight, man. I mean, you talk about frustration. When you can't hit the guy, you can't have no success. He just shuts you down.
6 foot, 140.
Say less. Say less.
10 seconds. That's for the bell.
See, when Dutchover gets in there, he doesn't want to work. We see Moran smartly tying him up there and forcing him to fight on the outside where he's got the advantage.
Good jab.
Another great night of fights continues. Join the party, baby. ProBoxTV.com. We've got our live fights. We've got our first fight in 2 weeks with Miguel Cotto as our new partner. That one coming to you from Puerto Rico. Updates, everything. The credentials, download the app. Go to ProBoxTV.com right now. You get Superman, you get the Magic Men, you get Juan Manuel Marquez. I mean, you get it all is what you get. He wants to know who he's going to get in the finals.
You get this guy in the finals, too.
That's it. Kendo, will it be an all-Texas showdown? Can Dutchover turn the way this fight has gone thus far, or will it be Moran and Castaneda?
Seconds out.
A battle of two tough Mexicans.
Right now, it's looking like Moran and Castaneda.
Yes.
Oh, good hook by Dutchover.
Dutchover coming out aggressively.
Good body shots.
See what Moran does, though. When Dutchover gets aggressive, Moran goes downstairs to the body, and it slows him down.
Slows it all down again. Puts the rabbit back in the hat.
Yep.
And again, that's that experience.
Oh, clash of heads there, man.
Had no effect on Moran.
Man.
Let go.
They banged the heads there.
Had no effect on Moran.
He didn't change his facial. He didn't change his facial features one time.
Ain't proud of nothing.
He actually followed up on the body shot. While
Exactly. Oh, good body shot. That hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt. He wasn't expecting that one. That hurt.
Yeah.
That's why he ain't punching between Moran's punches, because when he does do it, he gets caught.
Yeah, and right now he's going back and catching his breath a little bit. Yep.
Better believe it.
And Antonio, the footwork of Antonio Moran is ultra impressive.
Oh, yeah, like I said, he's perfect distance all the time. You know, he really has this guy at a disadvantage. I mean, Dutchover cannot break through that jab. He can't make him miss. So there's no counter-punching opportunities. You know, he's not able to give him no angles. All he got to do is try to set a trap and maybe walk Moran into something big, I think.
It's not for lack of trying for Dutchover, man.
No, but he's trying his all.
Yeah. But like Bruce Lee used to say, it's not always a matter of will, it's also a matter of skills. And right now, that's sort of the difference in the fight. Dutchover's got the will, but Moran just a more skilled fighter.
And that tells you how good Devin Haney has to be.
Right? Right? Dutchover, when it gets close, trying to do damage, but then Moran adjusts. Body shot.
Looked like Dutchover just snuck in a little right hand.
27-5-1 with 19 knockouts. The only fighter to ever stop Antonio Moran, Devin Haney.
That speaks volumes.
Yes,
Better believe it. Oh, good body shot by Dutchover. Thought he hurt Moran. Oh, good hook.
Round 6 of semifinal number 2.
Oh, good body shot.
Moran again, just long, and he knows how to use that height on Dutchover, and he forces Dutchover to work so hard to get on the inside where he wants to work each and every time. And when Dutchover does get close, Moran does some good body shots, or does this and smothers. And then Dutchover has to start all over again. When there's a break, he's got to start all over again trying to get on the inside and try to work his way in there, which is so difficult. Moran doesn't make it easy.
Like that, it costs. Oh, good shot.
Again.
Oh, he cut it bad. Now that cut is open.
Yeah, and that's why you got to be deceptive on your way in.
Yep.
If you're not deceptive, he's going to walk you into shots.
I think this fight just comes down to class. We just got a higher class fighter in there tonight.
Yep.
Like we always say, there are levels to this thing.
Levels. Yes, sir.
They work on the cut under the right eyebrow of Michael Dutchover. Clash of heads early in the round. Keep an eye on that.
Yeah, they both ran in right there. Oh,
that was what we were talking
That's
about.
what we talked about, yes.
Yeah. Where Moran didn't even flinch, just kept following up with that uppercut to the body.
Now let's see if Antonio Moran tries to target That wound under the right eye of Michael Dutchover.
Dutchover's got to make his move right here if he's going to win this fight. I mean, we're at round 7 starting. He's got to really try to turn the tide of this fight. He's fought well, but he's just fought not well enough to be in the lead at this point.
Moran, former WBC international lightweight title holder. The vacant WBA international lightweight title, a belt that he won earlier in his career, WBO intercontinental lightweight title. The winner of this tournament will earn a regional belt and $50,000.
Which regional belt?
We'll make it a good one. I mean, we came up with the extra round already, Antonio, in case of a draw. So, yeah, that's up to you guys. You guys are the founders. You guys get to pick what belt it is.
I was going to see if we really was going to do an extra round. That would have tripped me out.
And we almost did.
Hey, we was 2 points away from it.
Right?
Let go.
All I kept thinking is, don't undo those gloves. Don't take those gloves off, boys.
So you got to credit Dutchover. He's still trying so hard. He just can't make it happen. But it's not for lack of trying. You know, a lot of times guys just resign themselves to losing the distance and they don't really give it their best effort. But you can constantly see Dutchover trying to create, trying to figure things out.
Trying his hardest.
Yep. Dutchover is Belgian. Family name was Dutch all over. Got shortened years ago. His parents, Jerry and Angel. Michael, the youngest of 3.
Dutch all over, but he's not Dutch. He's Belgian.
Yeah, there you go. Paulie's on the board.
Right now it's Moran all over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dutchover's behind.
There's a bad cut.
Yeah.
It's not going to help his cause. A bad area, too.
Right here, by Dutchover. I think it's his rhythm with his feet. He just doesn't have the coordination to move smoothly in that ring.
He really fought at the wrong distance all night.
Most definitely.
That's the real problem.
And there it is right there. He's trying to force a hook from so far away.
At the wrong distance all night long.
And his keys was to finish whatever Moran start, but he can't. He's not on balance to do that, and he's not in position to do that.
Nope.
And Moran did exactly what you said. He fought from the Eiffel Tower.
He did. Stayed up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Good body shot in there.
Punches up, Blue. Watch him at the clinch.
Final 20 seconds of semifinal number 2.
Moran hasn't had the most dominating performances in this tournament, but he's dominated his opponents.
Yep. Absolutely. And we're down to 3 rounds. It's basically a 3-round amateur fight now. You got to put it all on the line.
Yeah, Dutchover has to throw caution to the wind without a doubt.
That might get him knocked out.
Yes, but at this point, is that what he's got to do? He's got to throw it all on the table, right?
I would for the 50K.
Yeah,
Don't let it pass you by. Don't wake up tomorrow and be like, crap, I got to do more. Do it right now.
Catching him right away with the hook and stuff. Then you back off. Keep on going. Don't fall over him.
Roll, explode.
Put your legs under you. Don't jump.
Don't lunge, exactly.
You gotta stop him now. You gotta take him. All right, you gotta break him down. He's getting tired. All right, you're not tired, are you? Let's go then. Show me with punches.
Mike, once you go, if you get your balance back and go again, you'll get him out of there with a second dominate. You gotta go again. You gotta go again. Secondaries, Mike. Let's go.
Danny Zamora said to Michael Dutchover, "Don't wake up tomorrow wishing you would have given more tonight. The time is now." Texas Warrior, if he is going to advance in this tournament, and he may need to do what only Devin Haney has done, and that is stop Antonio Moran, Mike Goldberg, Roy Jones Jr., Antonio Tarver, Paulie Malignaggi.
That's a pretty large order to fill, stopping Antonio Moran.
You got that right.
It's a lonely place in there right now for Dutchover because everything he's tried, he's had no answers. Say about a fighter, Paulie, that has this much success landing shots, but this guy's still standing in there after 8 rounds.
Hey, man, you know, when you got a disciplined style, you know, I was one of those guys. I didn't get a lot of knockouts. I would outland most of my guys. It's just about focus and consistency. You know, I just keep putting the rounds in the bank. If he goes, he goes. If he doesn't, you know what? Keep dominating. There's a machismo about being so much better than your opponent that you can just keep hitting them at will and then keep dominating them.
I tell you what, they both still throwing some really good body shots, though.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man. Right, Roy. And when they get in there, they're both trying to trade those body shots.
Dutchover moved to California, left all of his family to advance his professional boxing career, but he did make a trip back to Texas for 2 weeks to be by his grandfather, Papi's side. Papi had emergency surgery for an unchecked hernia that got infected. But Michael said he's good. God creates miracles. He's a fighter like me. Family first.
And he definitely is a fighter. I definitely love to see Dutchover again.
With a total different fighter and style, it could be fireworks in there with Dutchover.
Of course.
Yeah. Here's a guy that's his tall reach. He has experience. He's not going to allow Dutchover back into this fight.
Nah, he's not.
Oh.
But I tell you, even though he's dominating, it's not like he's not landing his share of shots. This isn't one of those dominating fights where, you know, you're speaking of guys who are still standing, but you're just dominating them. I remember, Roy, when you fought David Telesco, a fight you were just dominating. He wasn't touching you, but he was hanging around there. Dutchover, it's not that kind of domination. Dutchover's landing shots. He's just not landing enough to really change the pace or the direction of the fight.
This can't hurt Moran.
Yeah, exactly.
Dutchover in an 8-rounder had a 5th-round finish, but man, he is going to have to pull out some magic to better Antonio Moran and prevent Moran from facing Castaneda in the finals.
No dejes que te agarre como ahorita cruzado. Por eso te digo que hagas distancia larga, ¿va? Pónsela aquí en el cuello. Pésame. Agárrame esta, por favor. Estaba aquí. Ahí. Distancia, no tienes que meterte. Distancia, distancia. Espérame. Tienes que trabajarte, ya, moverte. Diviértete. Sabes hacerlo, que se ve elegante. ¿Va? Haz pasos laterales, diviértete. Juega con él ya. ¿Eso? Juega con él. Vas.
Yeah, so
y remata fuerte. Remata.
The last part of what Moran was being told was, you know, maintain that distance and, you know, move laterally, using those hooks to the body. Basically what he's been doing, I guess, is just reminders to just consistently keep doing it. And that's why he's got to maintain that distance, because Dutchover is ready to fire off right hands and hooks if it does get into that close range.
When Dutchover was keeping an eye on Papi, he would drive the 6 miles with his grandmother to the hospital, then he'd run home, trying to get himself together for tonight's semifinal. Can he pull off a miracle here against Antonio Moran, who has controlled this fight with brilliant skills and sticking with his style and what has worked?
And he's controlled with a jab and that distance. That distance has been immaculate tonight. The way he's keeping him out on the end of that jab, it's very difficult for Dutchover to land really telling punches because of the distance. And even when he does land them, he usually takes one to get one.
Like you said earlier, Superman, when Dutchover tries to get inside to take away that reach advantage, he gets hit.
You got to pay for it. That's what Moran is supposed to do.
Eiffel Tower might be the line of the night so far.
He's way up there.
Yes, he is. Round 9. Dutchover's coach said, don't wake up tomorrow wishing you would have done more tonight.
Gentlemen.
Don't wake up tonight thinking that you did too much in that last round either.
When you wake up.
Exactly.
Go his head, go his head, go his head. Stop, stop. Box.
Keep an eye on that clock. 40 seconds. Round 9.
See, Dutchover doesn't waste an opportunity to try to work in there every time he's on the inside. He's looking to consistently make it. It reminds me of that Haney and Kambosos fight where his team was complaining about Haney doing holding, but anytime Kambosos was inside, he wasn't trying to create. You see Dutchover every time he's close. Even if he winds up in a clinch, he's trying to break his way out of it and work. It's, you know, there's a way you accept or don't accept clinches.
And he really landed some good punches inside of. I mean, anybody else, I think he may give him problems, but Moran just taking them.
Yeah, well, Moran kind of enjoys some of these exchanges too.
That's true. That's true.
Well, he is Mexican.
Yeah. He'd be bored if he wasn't exchanging at least some of the time.
Punches and bunches.
Throw. That hook will land, okay? Look at me. Let's go.
Mike, choose to be great and go fight. Fight down on that mouthpiece and let your hands go. You got it? Like, you win this fight, man. His chin is right there. His body's right there. Let your hands go. Let your hands go. You got it? Come on, Mike. Let your freaking hands go.
¿Va? Maneja velocidad. Mucha combinación con velocidad y con salte. Esta combinación es salte.
Ooh, Red, come here. Last round. Fight hard, fight clean.
10th and final round. 3 minutes remain. Antonio Moran has looked spectacular. He has been challenged. He has been pushed. He looks more winded than he was in the 8-rounder against Torres. But Dutchover needs a knockout.
Oh, that was a good hook by Dutchover.
Dutchover needs to do a Devin Haney.
He tried one just then.
Oh, crazy exchange. I backed Dutchover off. Getting hit with everything over here.
If Dutchover can just get a little balance with his feet when he's punching those, when he's throwing those punches, he can create more power, but the balance is really taking away the power.
Might need a towel over here, man. Where does got hit with some blood stains and some sweat stains.
I think Paulie cut.
Man, that last exchange right on top of us.
And you heard Danny Zamora saying, come on, Mike, let your freaking hands go. Little frustration there. Michael's probably thinking, Danny, I'm trying.
It's just come down to Moran just having more in the tool shed. Well, just got more in his box, you know what I mean?
Well, he had the best resume coming in, Antonio. And he was considered the favorite. And so far, it's going his way, at least 90 seconds away from the finals. So, living up to the top billing, right?
Most definitely.
And Dutchover's still trying.
Yeah, that's all you can ask, really, man. I mean, Moran may earn his way to the finals in this fight, but Dutchover has made him work for it.
Oh, yeah.
A little slight push down there.
I'll take Dutchover Fernandez any day.
What?
Yep.
See, that was a tricky little. That's a McGregor knockdown. You see the little push down? that was specifically right there was because he kind of pushed him down and threw a shot at the same time. So you gotta, it kind of landed, so you could count the knockdown. That's exactly what it is right there.
That's no bleeding.
The ref wasn't tricked though.
We almost made it. Paulie will have a guest role in Roadhouse 2.
Oh, what a shit. They had to go ruin that movie. Every remake they make, they ruin, man. I hope they don't ruin Roadhouse 2. They ruin Coming to America. They ruin Point Break. They ruin everything they remake. They couldn't leave Roadhouse alone.
Hey, everybody may rest in peace. It was crazy for Swayze.
Yeah. But I bet you Connor would probably be the other guy, the other character.
Yeah.
Swayze's cohort.
Yeah. 10 seconds.
Gyllenhaal probably pays Swayze.
Good right hand by Moran. Oh, another one.
Hey, these guys. Oh, man. Down to the bell throwing these hard shots.
Another great show by our last chance competitors. Antonio Moran, Michael Dutchover go the distance.
What I was going to say is Gyllenhaal's probably playing the Patrick Swayze role. Connor's playing the other role. Remember, the Swayze had his buddy. Remember the buddy that kind of joins him? I think that's
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Yep.
The tall guy?
Yeah.
That's probably Connor's role.
Den el veredicto, dijeron, por cualquier cosa.
The recap of this fight. Another good one, I'll tell you, man. We give you your money's worth here. You see, earlier in the fight, we kind of, Moran kind of started to establish the way the fight was going to be fought. He was going to fight in that middle range. And he wasn't going to smother himself. He wasn't going to get out of range. You see these shots he's landed. Dutchover's trying to get his way in there, fight back. But really, you see how Moran takes those half steps back. Sometimes Dutchover lands a shot, but you see how Moran is consistently aware of his distance. He keeps it, to see that half step back just so he keeps that distance the way he needs it. And this does twofold. It prevents Dutchover from being effective, and it also allows Moran to maximize the power on his shots. Dutchover never stopped trying, though. You see these shots he's throwing on the inside. Every time he gets inside, he's attempting to throw shots. But again, great body shots by Moran. You see he takes that half step back. Again, just consistently keeping Dutchover coming up short. Dutchover will land the occasional shot. You saw the counter right hand a few seconds ago. But look at this combination by Moran again. Dutchover tries to force his way in. Here he was smothered, and he probably felt that shot a little bit. But nonetheless, it's Moran able to find the openings for the shots. Good combinations there to the body by Moran. He did that a lot tonight as well. You know, they're good combinations, but a lot of them to the body. Dutchover was refusing to slow down, but nonetheless, some good shots. Some of those even go low, but, you know, when the referee don't see them, they don't count as low.
November 4th will be the finals. Smart feet, smart fighter, the footwork, ultra impressive by the Eiffel Tower, Antonio.
We can start comparing the finals now.
Yep.
You know, Castaneda and Moran, I mean,
that's a great stylistic matchup.
It really is, because if you look at how Fernandez fought tonight, I can see, Moran doing the same thing in that fight, being just as competitive.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to the finals.
Yes, smart shot selection by Moran here in this fight. You see Dutchover's trying to work, but it's the smarter shot selection of Moran that's being the difference in these exchanges. It's not like Dutchover's just laying there. He is trying to work in there, but again, smarter, more accurate shots, better shot selection, and that's the difference in the fight. You know, Moran controlled the distance, and when there was a distance for both guys to throw, it was Moran's more intelligent punching and more accurate.
To make this second semifinal official, here is Mark Lichtenfeld.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 hard-fought rounds, we go to the scorecards. Joanne Richards sees it 99-91. Brian Gary and Thomas Nardoni both scored about 100-90 for your winner by unanimous decision and advancing to the finals, Antonio Moran.
Great show of class and respect from Michael Dutchover. Antonio Moran has made his way to the finals of our last chance tournament. A great performance by Tono, who will visit with Claudia.